Are we clappy clap clap? Yay!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Our Kind of Homesteading. We're your hosts, Sherry.
And Shauna.
Shauna can't stop laughing. Shauna loves when her husband does the clappy clap clap, we call it in the beginning. It's like syncing the noise, the audio.
They don't care. They
over
don't care. And they won't
Anyways,
appreciate the humor of it.
It's funny. And we always love it. Highlight of our day.
Clappy clap clap. Yeah, so hello. Thank you all for listening or watching or both.
So we had a request from...
Oh, that's right.
I just blanked on her name.
I'll grab it.
Okay, Sean's looking it up. But we had a request from one of our listeners to do a whole episode on why we are vegan, vegetarian, and how it works on our homestead. Like, how do we have homesteads but still, practice a vegan, vegetarian lifestyle?
I don't know how to do it.
What does that mean?
I don't know where it's at.
It's on your the post with the fireplace.
Here, the post with the fireplace. Oh. Is it Nooches?
Yeah, so her farm name, I think it's Nooches. It's Nooches and then 1. But no, I was looking for her actual name. Okay, whatever. It's fine. That's her farm name. She reached out to us. I will tag you in our comments and in our,
Hannah Jackson.
There we go. So, hi, Hannah Jackson.
We did it.
And this episode suggestion was from her. And, so we're going to talk all about it today. Yeah. So, we became vegetarian initially way back when we were 12 years old.
Yeah, little.
We were little, and it just wasn't a thing, really. I remember when we...
our parents, weren't vegetarian or anything at the time.
Right.
It was just we would watch National Geographic, and the cheetah would take down the boing 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 gazelle, and we would just start crying, and everything just seemed very I was like, well, I just don't want to be killing these things or anything. I want to be able to, eat something and feel good about it, and
not have your...
Not be,
I don't know,
guilty conscience. Even at a young age. We were younger than 12 because I was 9
yeah,
or 10.
Yeah, we were younger than 12. Yeah. And you know what? Honestly, the movie Bambi really screwed me up.
Right?
And
it's like,
I feel
your mother can't be with you anymore, Bambi. You're just that was...
It's it was traumatizing.
I think that movie probably made a lot of vegetarians.
So many vegetarians. So way to go, Disney, because that's awesome.
Yeah, good job.
And... You're a bad little dog.
Hold on, I'm going to grab her.
So, you're going to rip your headphones off. So, anyways, so, when we initially started the whole vegetarian thing, you could not find any, vegetarian foods, right?
No,
besides, fucking vegetables. It's just, that was it, right?
Yeah, they didn't have the options that are available.
There was no vegetarian meats and whatever you have today. There's so many different options.
And there was just meat put into everything,
right. Meat was just a huge part of everyone's diet,
and they're
in general.
It's in French fries, for no reason. Yeah,
refried
beans with lard and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was just very, very difficult.
Yep.
But our parents are always very supportive of whatever we're, and I'm sure they thought it was a phase.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
And so our parents were not.
We commit, Shauna. Yeah. We commit.
And then. They eventually ended up becoming, they were vegetarian on and off. My mom became vegetarian, not too, probably 5 to 6 years after.
After we did, yeah.
Yeah, after we did.
Yeah.
And then, and then now, as I got older, I always wanted to go vegan just because I still was okay, I'm a vegetarian for the purpose because I just don't like seeing animals, harmed for my sake. And so, but I know that the dairy industry, with the really large farms and stuff like that, and I know this is super especially in the homesteading world,
controversial,
super controversial.
And we're not trying to start fights. This was just an episode that was suggested, and so we're just giving you our our opinions from our experiences.
So I mean, if you want to come at us, fine, but we're gonna snap back.
Yes. Just ask our husbands.
You'll hurt them, you just won't kill them.
My husband just said, you'll hurt them, you just won't kill them. That was good, honey. That was good.
True.
Anyway, so we
the vegan thing, Shauna became vegan now just because she didn't want to have anything to do with any of the dairy industry just at all. And so she still, though,
I'm a fake vegan. Fake vegan.
She's not
or
fake.
I think a good word for it would be a sustainable vegan.
So she drinks her own goat's milk that she milks, or the goat milk that I have from my
Yes.
farm, and she'll eat
I
her
eat-
eggs, and she'll eat my eggs
So
from our farm.
both from both places, I know that the chickens are very well taken care of. I know that Sherry doesn't, kill things, and I obviously don't either. And then with our goat milk, like our goats are very well tended to. Again, when they do have babies, we leave the babies with them. They don't get like pulled right away or anything like that. So it's just like it just makes me happy. So that's just like what I do. So I know, like, again, in the homesteading world, it's very like frowned upon, I guess.
I don't know if it's frowned upon. I mean, maybe it is frowned upon.
mean,
I think that
At
when
least in
people-
our county.
Right.
Like, damn.
Right.
Like, if you say, like, you're a vegetarian, you're basically, like, blacklisted. You're just like, get out
I
of here.
feel like I freaking love where we live, and I most likely will never move in my entire life. But like, I don't know if we fit in, Shauna. I don't know.
We're the black sheep.
Yeah, but that's fine. I fully will put that.
Yeah. So even when our, like, the homesteading sites and stuff like that are local for us, like, people know,
They're like,
they know who we
it's-
are. And so
it's
when we
those-
post anything,
those vegetarian,
we
vegan
don't really
girls.
get great responses. People are kind of just mean for no reason. I mean, I'm never like, I don't ever come off that, like, I'm never like, hey, you assholes that eat meat. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, you do you, boo. Like, why are
right,
you,
whatever
like,
makes you sleep all at night.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, right? Like, I don't
Yeah,
care
like-
what you eat, but
Well,
like,
and
why
I'm-
do you care what I eat? I don't
And like
know.
the homesteaders, like, I'm not hating on you guys at all. Like, for, if anything, I think it's definitely way better than, getting your meat from
Yeah,
the
raising
grocery
your
store,
own
raising
meat,
your own.
because
Totally
that's one of the
supportive
reasons
that.
I became vegetarian and I have stayed vegetarian since a very young age, is because I know I couldn't go out and like kill a cow and then like go through the process of like, getting it all ready to be like eaten. I couldn't go out and kill a chicken. I couldn't kill anything really, unless obviously, and people are always like, you couldn't kill some of your kids are starving. Shut the fuck up. Of course
Well,
I could
I
kill
mean-
something my kid was starving. I'll kill you
Okay,
too.
the Donner
Like,
Party
it's just-
ate each other. Like, you know what? Like,
That's what I mean. Obviously, if it was insane circumstances, of course I could
like,
kill something.
Like, I'm not gonna like, say what.
On the reverse side, everyone's like, if you didn't have any
What?
meat, would you just starve?
Yeah,
Right,
like, yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
That's
That's
a good
very,
point.
very point. Very good
My
point.
husband just said on the reverse side, if you didn't have any meat, would you just starve or would you eat the plants? Like, I mean,
Well,
we all have
hopefully you
choices.
eat the plants.
But like, obviously I'm never going to say what I'm going to do in an extreme circumstance. And I'm never going to like be like, how dare you kill that pig when you're on a deserted island and dying slowly, like, obviously, right?
Yeah,
It's
no,
just-
obviously we'd fucking kill the pig to feed my kids.
We're-
Like, that would obviously happen.
we try to be as
But that's not going to
logical.
happen. And so my point
Yeah.
is, because I don't feel like I could kill an animal, I don't feel like I should eat it. And I feel like the meat industry, like in general, has given people like this false idea. I mean, I know some kids, like, younger kids, but they have no idea that this like boneless chicken breast was an actual walking chicken at one point with feathers and like a personality. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And I feel like there's a disconnect there. And I feel like it's a really good idea to talk to your kids. Like some of my kids eat chicken and turkey. Some of them don't eat any meat at all. And that's always going to be their choice. But I've always talked to my kids about like, well, no, that's a cow. And yep, that's a pig. And yeah, that pig is smarter than most dogs. Yep, we slaughter those, or some people do. And so anyways, that's just my personal opinion. I couldn't kill it, so I'm not going to eat it.
And I'm like, when I say like I couldn't kill it, like I don't even kill like bugs. I don't like taking anything like life for granted at any point. It's like just something that is very much, I've always been that way, and it's just who I am. I don't like, even when I hit like moths in my car, like at night, I'm like, oh no, like, I really like,
Shauna goes home, performs funeral.
I feel bad, like, I feel
it's
like
sweet,
life is
and yes.
precious.
At
I
any
feel
stage,
like
right.
I feel like most people just take it for granted, even the small things, and I don't think I have that right to say whether something gets to live or die just because it tastes good. It's just like that is, and again, I know a lot of people like disagree with me, and that's fine, but that's just from my like in my own
Perspective, experiences,
yeah,
exactly.
and just how I am as a
Yeah.
person.
Well, and I think that is a great way to be. I think if everyone was like that, we wouldn't have things like, I don't know, wars, for example. You know what I mean?
Everybody should be more like me.
That's
You
right.
heard-
Everyone's
you
fair,
heard her.
Shauna.
You
That's
heard
right.
her.
Like, I don't know. I think it would be, it's insanely empathetic. And I think the higher the empathy, obviously the I don't know, just you have a more
yeah.
intelligent species when you have a higher amount of empathy. It leads to like higher intelligence, essentially.
I am highly intelligent.
I didn't mean that way, but I mean, yes, you are.
I know what you meant. I was just being an asshole.
Sean was like, I'm intelligent. Thank you so much. You heard it from her first, folks.
So yes, like again, I totally appreciate the homesteading community and the fact that they raise and kill most of their animals and they don't go to the grocery store because all those the small farmers really do care about their animals. Actually, on one of the groups, somebody was like, they were a vegan themselves, like but they're wanting to give their dogs like a raw diet.
Yeah.
But so they were gonna raise like quail, and
There
they're
you
like,
go.
what's like the best way to like dispatch like
We have a crying
hold
child
on,
on
we have
berries.
okay. Sorry about that.
Okay, sorry about that.
Children.
Yeah.
We have them.
Yeah, they need things.
All the time. Anyway, so this lady, she was basically asking the best way to dispatch these quail
Right.
without,
As
and-
least amount of like stress for
yeah,
them
and
or
people
whatever.
were, giving her a lot of shit and like just like what, like like a vegan asking for advice on how to kill something, and I'm just like, well, she knows her dogs, like, and like if she came on and was like, I'm trying to make my dogs vegetarian, like obviously everybody would have blasted her for that because like the dogs need meat in their diets,
Right.
or a lot of protein at least,
Right.
And so like I don't know, I was just like so I went on and I was like, you seem very empathetic. I was like, I think regardless of the way you're doing it, I was like, it will affect you eventually. And I was telling her to go to like her local butcher shop because a lot of the small farms, they really do care about their animals and they really do a good job at
Definitely.
taking care of them.
Yes,
So you can
definitely.
get like scraps and stuff for your
Yeah.
dogs
Yeah.
that are rough and still feel like okay about it and not feel
Definitely.
like, you're just buying the, from the large.
Right, from the large meat industries,
Right.
and contributing to whatever that is, which is mostly just awful, unfortunately.
Yeah. So
They're mistreated and stuff, not given
Yeah.
good lives and stuff. But yeah, I it's so funny. Like, I don't know if homesteaders do have a bad rap, in like from the perspective of like the rest of society that aren't homesteaders, but like there's a lot of mean homesteaders. It's really, really weird. Like, just be nice. Why is that hard to just be nice?
I don't know.
Like, there was some lady, she wanted like. She's like,
I think there's just a lot of people online, and we just happen to be involved in a lot of homesteading communities. So we're like a lot of the homesteaders. It's just people.
I guess.
So there's just,
I guess. You're right. Yeah.
There's
any
any group's
social
gonna
media.
have. Yeah. There's
Group.
like we said. There's always an
takes one
asshole to ruin a party. That's
That's
right.
right.
We're gonna get a shirt.
Your husband just
My
said it takes two to
and it's got,
podcast.
you need to get a microphone and come over here so your commentary can be heard. So we don't have to keep telling people. My husband just said. A little funny joke on the side there. Anyway,
he should be
I have actually like I had a rooster who had like a head injury and it was really bad and it got infected really quickly, and my husband wasn't home. I had gone out to check on it and it just had gotten bad and infected and gross, and it was obviously dying but like suffering. And so in those circumstances, I do want to, dispatch, kill
just
the
put it-
thing,
put
put
him
it
out
out
of
of
his
misery
misery.
as
Exactly.
quick as possible. But like I literally like couldn't like bring myself to do it. And so I had to call my friend Lisa.
Oh, Lisa came.
Lisa
That's
came
right.
over and she was all like, I was, because I have a relationship with all my chickens. I love them. And so it's
Poor
hard.
Lisa, because Lisa's also super empathetic. You know what I
Super-
mean?
yeah, but
And
she was like,
and she
yeah,
totally
I'll do
came to your
it.
rescue. She's like, I'm on my way.
She came.
This is gonna be sad,
and,
but I'm
like,
gonna do it.
Chop my rooster's head off for me, and it was very, very sweet. And it doesn't sound like
Okay, that is the weirdest line ever. Weirdest line ever. Just said it.
it was very nice. She like
No, it was super sweet. Just ridiculously supportive.
I
and
couldn't.
nice.
I knew he was suffering, and I was like, I cannot like even knowing like I should be able to do it, and I just like I couldn't. And again, my husband was at work, and so he couldn't. And then I don't know where, because I would call your husband, but
He's
was
probably at work,
out.
too.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
at work. Anyways, so it was like Lisa was like, yeah, I'm coming. I'm like, thank you.
See,
You are my hero.
boys have been able to, like, they're good at that. Like, when when we have something that just needs to be like put down, like obviously we don't, we're not going to call the vet out for every effing chicken that needs to be put down, right? So you just like, you chop their head off or whatever, right? And they are, they're okay with it. So I'm not okay with it. I can't do it. And I'm like, Lorenzo, can you come down and cut this rooster's head off? He just got in this major fight and he's bleeding profusely, all filleted open. Please. And he just comes down and does it. So.
Well, and that brings up a good point, is if you are like vegetarian, vegan, planning on homesteading, have those people that can help you out, because you are going to have situations where either a wild animal gets to your flock or your herd or something's going to happen, and you don't always want, especially for chickens, you don't want to call the vet out and put him to sleep. And I know that sounds harsh, but
it's not for chickens actually. For those of you who don't know, very similar to like a pig. Chickens, it's very, very difficult to like find their freaking, like to put them to sleep, for example, or to even give any injection whatsoever. So it's much quicker, much easier, and they don't feel a thing if you do it correctly, and it's good.
Yeah. So if you are thinking about that and you are vegetarian, vegan, you're wanting to homestead, it's totally possible. We obviously have been doing it for years now, but to have those people that can
help you out in the rare occasion that you're going to need
or
it.
know that you can do it yourself. Because sometimes you think you can, but then you get to the point and it's like a very, animal that you're very close to, and you're just like, I literally can't do it.
Yeah.
So it's like those tough.
That's a good tip, for sure.
Tough decisions there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was quite the day. She like even sent me in the house. She's like, go inside with the kids. I was like crying at the window. You're laughing. That's mean. I was.
I'm not being mean. You're just really kind of lots of turbulent emotions. just
turbulent emotions.
Fills you up to your brim,
I have attachment issues
all the time.
No, I wouldn't say I'm an overly emotional person. I just get very attached. Especially, okay, so my thing, and this is what I'm always telling the kids, like all these animals that you care for, they depend on you. They don't have anybody else where can I have a cup of water? If their water's empty.
What's your point?
My point is I take that very seriously, and when I fail them, it really it hurts my soul. Because I feel like I have failed that animal when something happens to them, whether I didn't protect them or.
Well, you also can't be too hard on yourself. Like shit's gonna happen.
I know,
and
it obviously, and it has happened several times. But every time something happens, I'm so hard on myself. No matter what, even though I'll tell somebody else that if something happens, I'm like, shit's gonna happen.
I was gonna say, what would you tell someone else?
I know, but I still am like, because I still feel this very,
Because you sure shit wouldn't be telling them like, way to go. They depended on you. You freaking ruiner.
But I do like to, tell my kids that often, just because I want them.
Yeah, no, for sure.
To understand that taking care of animals is a responsibility. That's a big task, and you shouldn't take it lightly. Like, oh, I'll give them water tomorrow. Like
they're fine. They can drink out of that puddle.
Yeah. So I don't know. I
feel like I don't even have to tell my kids that, because I have always been that person where like I don't just like get rid of a dog just because he's like inconveniencing me. And there's been many times where I've been inconvenienced by my dogs and other animals. I, literally had my one dog got accidentally pregnant by one of our LGDs. And she's a pit mastiff mix, and she's freaking adorable. But she gets accidentally pregnant, and I'm like, fuck, shit, what am I going to do? So I'm asking my husband. I'm also pregnant, by the way. So this is good timing. And we don't know when she's going to be due. Like, I don't know. I can guesstimate. And I'm thinking she's going to be due sometime after me. I'm pretty sure.
She was after you.
So I'm asking my husband, how many puppies do you think she's going to have? And he's like, 4 at the most. 5, maybe 5. I'm like, God, I hope so. He's like, look at her. She's not a huge dog. I'm like, but they're huge dogs. Like, the dad is a huge dog. He's like, no. So I'm like, okay, well, then I go into the hospital to have my baby, who is now 5. And we get home. I was in the hospital for a night. We get home the next day. And that night, I had gone up to my parents' house because we always usually go with her for dinner. And then my son is calling me from our house. And he's like, Mom, I think Cookie's having her puppies. And my baby's 2 days old. I was like, what? Like, not yet, Cookie. And we go down there, and there she is. Just, I've never seen an animal give birth more easily. I'm like, you're a champ, Cookie. You are a champ. Like, she was awesome. And she had 11. 11 puppies. 11. And they were adorable.
Sherry's helping
2,
her.
Of course.
She's down like the whelping box with this dog holding her 2-day baby. 2-day-old baby. Just had, it's like, if anything is like the life of like a homesteader, it's like you just like pop the kid out.
Baby in, yeah, that's right. I'm like, I
Keep
just gave
on
birth.
working.
I'm a baby in my arm, and I'm going to help this dog deliver these puppies. Other kids around me being like, I want to see mom. And I mean, for some reason, I was really freaked out about her cutting the puppy's cords, Cookie cutting her.
Yeah, I remember you being overly concerned about that.
Because of that weird story I heard
Yeah.
from my other friend, and then that one puppy like died, she, like pulled the whole freaking
Okay,
intestines out.
okay.
No, it was awful. Anyways, I wasn't there.
I know, but
she
I-
told me it was awful, and I was focused on that. I don't know why.
You were,
And
like-
then Cookie was amazing. She clipped all their umbilical cords. It was
keep
just. I'm
slamming
sorry.
your-
It was so just. It was great. It was so smooth and just amazing. And then we had 11 puppies and an infant and 4 other kids
Yeah.
and more dogs and everything else that we had. It was great.
it was
But yeah,
fun.
anyways, my point to that whole story was that
Oh, I didn't know there was a point.
there was a point that my kids, by leading by example, by not like we rehomed every puppy besides 2 of them, but we don't just like give away animals. Like I didn't just like give Cookie up because like she was inconveniencing me because I just had a baby. It's like when an animal comes through our gate, like it is there for life. Like they are going to live a long, happy life, however long their life's
And
going to
if-
be, and they're going to die peacefully. And that makes me happy. Like I'm not.
Unless we, we do, like when, like Sherry had to obviously rehome puppies and
And I was very scrutinous about that, though.
Yes.
I pissed a lot of people off.
well, like, again, it's your responsibility.
It's my
right?
responsibility to find these dogs good homes. They were going to be huge dogs, and I was like, no way am I going to let these dogs go to any kind of home that's going to be mean or mistreat them or use them
Or
for
not
something.
understand, like,
or not
that.
even understand like a large dog's needs, you
Yeah.
know? And I was like, so I was very, very picky.
And you did find all good homes.
And they did, and they were all amazing. And I
Yeah.
met them.
She still, like, gets, like, pictures and letters
I
and
do.
messages from
I
all the
do.
people and
I do.
showing them the dog. So it's like, it
So sweet.
did work out.
It worked out.
But we do.
It was stressful, though.
And, we have dairy goats. I was like totally blanked on what I was going to say. I was like, what do
The
we
word
have?
is
We have dairy goats, and so
5
obviously
letters.
we breed them, and then when we breed them, we don't want to just keep having a bunch of kids everywhere, so we do sell them. But again, we take the time, we really make sure that those goats aren't going to go for meat, or they usually go to somebody that we know, honestly.
Well, being Nigerians, the
within,
chances of them going for meat are very slim, just
Yeah.
because they're a mini breed and they're
But-
meant for a dairy animal.
right, but still, even like going to like just a good home, just like
Yeah, no, for sure.
I
For
want
sure.
the goats to be happy, even the ones that come from here, especially. So we always try to make sure that they go to good homes. They usually go to some like 4-H home, honestly. Like that's
Yeah,
the majority of
yes,
them. Which, so another thing to think about if you are vegetarian or vegan and you do want to have milk, you are going to eventually have to breed that animal.
Well, because a goat can really only stay in milk. I mean, max 2 years, and even then,
And their supply starts dropping
Their
a
supply
lot.
is going to start dropping quite significantly, and so you have to rebreed, and then that means obviously babies, and that's what makes their milk come back and all heavy, and you've got tons of milk again. But now you have babies, and so we kept all 4 of Leah's babies. So it was our first time like really having babies that they were like. I mean, not their first time. That's ridiculous. But like,
I was like, no, it wasn't.
honestly, I've got nothing.
You don't.
I
have
was like, it
anything.
was their first time. No, it wasn't. Yeah, I don't know. But you just
I-
kept all 4 of these babies. 3 of them are
It was
freaking
like-
withers, and I'm just like,
It's because you
Yeah,
didn't
that's a
breed
good idea.
the year before that you were like, well, we didn't have any babies last year. That's
yeah,
what it was.
you're exactly right.
I
all
know.
because what we missed a year. I'm like,
Yes.
you get to keep 4.
We're
goats.
gonna have 4 now
Yeah,
for no reason,
yeah,
and
that's
3 are
happening.
like
weathers,
useless.
just completely useless.
No offense, Weathers. Anyways,
Don't be a weather.
uh,
They're adorable. They're definitely not. I mean, they're
anyways,
very useless, but
you
very
do,
cute.
yeah. You do have to think about like your animals and where they are going, and and
You
if
need to talk better into your microphone.
you need to talk better.
You need to
That's
talk better. I
rude.
couldn't hear you.
Really?
I could hear you, but I couldn't hear you.
Oh,
Yeah,
like through here.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Anyway, so that is basically how we homestead, being vegetarian and vegan. I can't think of anything else that you really have to think about. We do, we collect our eggs. We do have roosters, so we do make sure that I collect my eggs every day. And if I find a clutch and they haven't,
Yeah.
I know they haven't been collected, we candle the eggs.
Yep.
And if we see any type of like they're fertilized, they go back under and they're able to, hatch. We do have an excess of chickens and roosters, however. So I do try to give them away. But again, you know, a lot of people will take roosters just to kill them.
Yeah, freezer camp.
Which is fine. But I don't want my roosters going to freezer camp. So that part is like probably the hardest part, is just having, you know, if you have free range chickens, you're going to have, and you have roosters, you're going to have hidden clutches. You're going to have excess of babies. You're going to have more roosters, and you have to figure out where to put these chickens and roosters and find homes for them. Otherwise, you're, you know, even if somebody was like, oh no, I'm not going to use them for meat, like, most people cull their flocks, like when they stop laying. They're not gonna. Most people, when they're doing it, and it's not because they're being mean. It's just like that is their money, and more money they have to spend on feed. It's just like So
we spend a ridiculous amount on chicken feed, but we have over 100 hens and roosters, and like you said, I mean, I don't cull anything. We have quite a few that don't lay, and I mean, they free range, but like, I'm definitely just not going to kill them. I just don't have the heart to kill them. I mean, I just, like you were saying earlier, I don't think that's my like choice. You know, I don't think that it's like, I don't get to choose if you live or die. Like, that's freaking rude. I mean, you'll just die when you die. I mean, you know, like, I don't know.
I really do try to like find all the clutches. Like, the kids even get paid like 50 cents an egg that they find because
bribery.
It gives them some incentive to go out and find the clutches. Because, you know, you find, you know, a clutch and you're like, oh, I just made $6. Like, it's pretty easy.
Our chickens have gotten a bit smarter. They're now laying on just the other side of the fence, just a little bit away.
Bastards.
Not our property. They're like, we know where you can't find us. And then we're bringing our babies back.
Go live over there.
That's right. I'm like, you stay over there then. They're like, nope, we're coming back. They're like, don't come back. I was going to bring up the fact that if you 100% did not want to eat eggs and drink milk, like how we do if you're a vegan and you're just like, no, I don't eat eggs. I'm strictly a vegan, like plant-based diet. You can still homestead. Homesteading, gardening is huge on homesteads. And you can still claim that you're a homesteader. And we've talked before about, you know, making homestead what it means to you and making it your way. And you don't have to be held to any kind of guidelines. There's no rules. And you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, you know?
Lots of rules.
Yeah, you make the rules. And so if you are like, I'm a vegan and I have this 5-acre homestead and we have this gigantic garden and we do a bunch of wildcrafting and preserving. I mean, there's so much shit that homesteaders do that do not revolve around, you know, meat and raising animals for meat or even for dairy. So, you know, and you don't have, I mean, you could still, you could have chickens, but, you know, you could give their eggs away or sell eggs if you didn't want to eat them, you know, or if you just 100% do not want to be anything with eggs at all, then definitely don't have chickens. Like this, they fucking lay eggs.
They're going to do it.
Whether you want them to or not.
Yeah, with or without a rooster, they will lay eggs.
Don't need a rooster.
They're going to be like.
So I feel like, you know, that's a good point. I just thought I'd put that out there because I know like we eat our eggs and our own.
Yeah, but not every.
Stuff,
yeah,
but not everyone wants. To
I always feel like really pretentious though when I say that because I'm like,
we eat our eggs.
I'm like, no.
Your eggs are gross.
Your eggs are trash. It's garbage.
Straight trash.
Like even today we went to this little like baby shower get together thing and you know, I brought my dish, which was, you know, it's like from our eggs and it had our goat milk in it and it was
her goat cheese
that I made, and you know, so it's all like whatever, and I probably look even sound how I like when people ask what it is. Anyways, but then they're like, oh, do you want some? They had like, they're doing like a brunch thing and there's like French toast and these are made with organic eggs, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of a vegan, but not really. I only eat my eggs.
So much better than yours. So much better.
And like people don't understand, especially people, they are not like homesteaders.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, especially people that don't homestead, have no idea. I mean, you're talking to people that don't even realize chickens, for example, don't need a rooster to lay eggs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're talking about like people that just really they live a very different lifestyle than we do.
Yeah, but
so
it
their
still
knowledge
sounds like,
base is very
I try
off.
to be like, I'm not trying to sound like a pretentious asshole. Like I honestly, like
oh my God, that's
like,
great.
But it's like hard.
Great.
You have to like explain it for like 30 minutes and they still look at you like, okay. And you're just like, yeah, I'm a bitch. I'm
going to walk away now.
So
Because you think I'm a bitch, and nothing I say or do is going to change your mind, is
yeah,
it? Okay.
It's like, so I
Good,
made this
good.
dish and it's all with my stuff, so I'm gonna eat this, but not your French toast because it's trash.
I love it so much. It's great. It's a
I-
good story.
I
I do like it.
And like you can't explain it away, as like much as you want to. You can't like explain. You can't get to a point where they're gonna be like, "Oh, that makes sense." They're
Yeah,
just kinda,
no. I mean, it would have to be like an hour conversation, and even then, it's like, are they going to really understand where you're coming from?
and
like
then
the point
they're
of it
still
all.
like looking at me like, "You're an asshole, aren't you?" I should just start saying that. Be like, "No, I think your stuff is trash." So it'll be a lot shorter conversation.
It would be. Well, yeah. Well, and maybe they just want to talk to you again. Wish granted. Sean always says she hates people, so there.
I don't
can
hate
solve it
people.
all on
I
your
don't
own.
see I don't hate people.
You say it. You have a shirt that says so.
I do have a shirt that says so. I hate large groups of people or being around people.
I mean, sounds like you hate people.
No. Like if somebody came up to me, I'm not gonna be like, "Get the fuck away from me." I don't hate people.
You should just people walk to you and be like, I hate people. Just that's it.
I mean-
walk away.
I
Nothing further.
I enjoy people. What I hate is like small talk. I hate small talk and like pleasantries. I know that
That's
that sounds
she is an asshole.
okay. That sounds really bad, but I like getting like
I hate pleasantries. I hate being polite.
I got my hair in my mouth now. It's like laughing
I don't like
a,
it.
because like
Too much time. No thanks. Better things to
No,
do.
because like,
You're trash.
and so are your eggs. No, because I want
Oh my god.
I like having like conversations with people, but like real conversations.
Yeah.
Do you kind of know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No. Yeah.
I don't like having like the I don't like the fakeness that is involved like before you get to know somebody, and I know that's the only way you really get to know.
I was like, I mean, that
But
has
like
to
I
kind
just
of happen.
I know, but it's just very like ugh, like
No, for sure.
So here come the kids again. Sorry.
Sorry, kiddos.
We're just
needy
having
today.
a day. We're having a day.
Well, my almost 14-year-old is missing because she's with her
missing.
dad. She's missing. Not here. No, I dropped her off to her dad because they're gonna go get bunny cage stuff because she's moving her bunnies outside and she's like super obsessed with them.
Nuance.
It's good, but she's not here to help with the 5-year-old, and she is the best one with him,
That's
obviously.
true. Yeah.
So that's what the problem is.
This
We've
isn't
been
working out
interrupted
today.
twice.
5-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That says a lot about your 5-year-old.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Next time you should leave the 5-year-old
He is
with the
a
14-year-old and the dad.
Difficult. No, that'd be awful. My husband would be like, take it. Take it. He's actually okay with Legend when he's by himself, but no.
Yeah.
Like with Dea, just a dynamic, you know what I mean? No, he'd lose it. He'd lose his shit.
I mean, at least
I
you would
mean,
see what you deal with. every
That's right.
day.
That's what I do all day.
So I was trying to think of anything else of like how we homestead living this like lifestyle, and I did want to point out that my husband actually eats meat. I know Sherry was talking about how
Yeah,
her kids
my husband does too.
eat meat,
Part of
and
my kids
so
do.
I don't like buying like red meat for him, which makes him sad. But he'll purchase it himself and like cook it. I used to when I was nicer, like when we were like first married. I used to cook like steaks and stuff for him all the time
When I was nicer,
before kids.
pre-kids, not so nice anymore. Highly unfortunate.
Now
for
that
him.
we've been married for a while. Ah.
So mean.
My feelings should have completely deadened by now.
Anyways, he just said a smartass comment. Need to know basis. Anyway, so I do still purchase meat occasionally for him, like sandwich meat and stuff like that, I guess.
I mean, my kids are, Legend eats a ton of sliced turkey, but I get him like the organic, like really good slice at the fucking deli. I spend like $30 for like, or $35 for like 2 pounds of turkey. It's like crazy. And, and then my husband also eats chicken and turkey, but I refuse to buy pork. It's never happening. Like I'm not buying it, and don't bring it in the house.
Wow.
You better barbecue it at the pool.
Wow.
No. And beef, no, not either. Not happening. Turkey,
I
chicken,
never
fish,
had
that's
like
what they get.
an issue like cooking it. It's not like it grosses me out.
It doesn't gross me out. It
But
literally just makes me sad.
it
Like,
just
we have a
makes me
pig,
sad.
and she is so intelligent, and she can be very sweet. She can also be a big, huge, gigantic jerk. But
She did bite my son in the butt.
She did. She just bit Crelly a few days ago because Crelly got too close to her face, and she was like, "Ah, I'm gonna get you." You know, like, yeah. But
Bad pig.
But they're so intelligent, and it just makes me, I'm just uncomfortable with it. I don't think they should be eaten. I think it's awful. It's really funny because people here in our like country will like bash other countries for eating like dog. I'm like, do you eat pork? Because if you do, you have no room to talk. Like, I'm sorry, but that pig is way smarter than most of your dog breeds out there. You know, it's just, so anyways, I don't buy pork. I don't cook it. And if my husband wants it, you better be getting it at a restaurant because it's the only place you're getting
She's been married longer, so she's
I have.
a tad bit meaner.
I have. Well, and I'm just, that's just who I am.
So, but, you know, we use our eggs and our milk, and we make a lot of things with that.
Definitely.
We do make the cheese, and we even make, like, the goat milk soap. So we do utilize that stuff that we do get from our farms. Like, we go through quite frequently, like you know. So it's not like anything's, like, going to waste.
Oh, my gosh, no.
Either.
No, not
You
at
know,
all.
besides just, like, hens dying of old age and not giving us any eggs. Nothing else is going to waste.
Our money's going to waste.
Goodbye. But yeah, so I was trying to think if there's anything else like lifestyle wise that people would want to like know about just like being homesteaders and vegan and vegetarian. Oh, the other thing, that's one of the reasons we make a lot of our own cleaning supplies because we don't want to buy anything that tests on animals either because obviously that would be counterintuitive.
Yes, definitely.
So we
And I have hated that forever, for a very, very, very long time. I did a report back on that when I was in high school, and just I am not all about testing on animals. It's awful, and if you don't know about it, you should research it. It will make you very sad, and you will hopefully stop using products that test on animals. And there's so many, makeup, cleaning supplies, laundry detergent, dishwashing detergent. I mean, the list is endless, and
but once
it's freaking awful, you know. But
usually
the good thing about it though is I think because of the awareness, like when I did that report back in high school, you could not find products that did not test on animals. But now you have so many choices.
You have a lot of choices, and
which is awesome.
Same with the food too. If you are thinking about becoming vegetarian or vegan, it's so easy now.
Yes,
because there's always something that replaces it, even if you're not like into like raising your goats for your goat milk, and you want to like buy. You know, there's
so
all
many
kind of
different milks,
alternatives
right?
for butter, milk, literally anything you name. They'd be like the jackfruit. I use a lot of jackfruit when we cook because it kind of has that like a meat consistency. A lot of mushrooms, lion's mane mushroom.
Yeah.
You can make it almost taste like lobster. There's so many different things. A lot of them like mushrooms and different vegetables that you really haven't heard of that aren't common that you can make. If you do kind of miss that meat taste, you can make them taste similar to that. So because some people don't, because I feel like a lot of people that aren't vegetarian or vegan are like, why are they getting all these meat alternatives to taste like meat? Why not just eat meat? It's like, well, that's not it's not that they stopped eating meat because they hated the taste of it. They're not like, ew, like that was gross.
I mean, most times no, right?
Yeah,
like,
most of the time.
Reason.
Sometimes like people don't like to taste meat, but like most of the times that's not the reason. And so you do look for something that is still like whatever, tastes good and satisfying. We don't want to eat like cardboard. We still want things that taste good.
Well, and there's so many again. When we were first vegetarian, you couldn't find anything. We went out to restaurants. You were just getting a fucking salad or noodles, with veggies in it. And now, there's so many sites you can look up on Instagram, Facebook, you name it, and just vegan, vegetarian dishes and just recipes just everywhere. Just like the social media inundated with them. Just look. Just type it in. And it's all about just spices, I think, lots of different seasonings.
Flavor.
And
I'm a flavor
it's all about
person.
like just adding tons of flavor into it.
And getting to know like what tastes like certain things. Like nutritional yeast has kind of like a cheesier flavor to it.
I love nutritional yeast,
and it's very good
for you. I eat it on my salads like at least twice a day.
Yeah, so
I just love it so much.
Yeah, so like using
Super
things like
healthy.
that. I use it a lot in like pasta dishes because it has like almost that Parmesan type flavor to it. So just getting to know like what you can use if you are like vegetarian and vegan. We do, like I said, we do make a lot of our own products, like our cleaning sprays and stuff like that we make, so we know like exactly what's in it.
But there's plenty of companies, like I said earlier, that don't test on animals.
But it's so much cheaper just to make your own.
I mean, it is a cheaper, but I'm just saying,
easier.
like, if you just didn't have the time, it doesn't take a lot of time. But if they
doesn't
were
take a
like,
lot of time.
if they were like, I
Put
have
some
this,
orange peels and some vinegar.
Sean was like, you're not buying it, you're making it, okay?
It's just so easy. Why wouldn't you make it?
No, it's ridiculously easy. Orange peels, white vinegar, and vodka.
Or
That's it.
lemon.
That's it.
You can use
know?
lemon.
Citrus,
You
any
can
citrus
use-
peel. And that just doesn't make it smell good. Vodka, white vinegar, and then you actually have it's an actual disinfectant.
And then
So
you just
easy.
add some water to it, and
Yep.
boom, you have your cleaning spray.
Yeah.
Done.
And it's a disinfectant, like I said.
Yeah,
Like, it
and we
actually
let it like sit
cleans.
for a couple weeks, you know, get it all nice and amazingly
Yeah.
smell like that orange or lemon, or I put both in there. And anytime my kids eat oranges, they know to put it in a mason jar that peels. And then once it's full, we just pour the vinegar on top of it.
Yep.
Or with lemons, I use lemons like a maniac because I have a problem. I love
Ditto.
lemons. I like
I love
lemons.
lemon on anything, though,
Anything
like
like
everything.
like broccoli,
Yep.
asparagus. I make lemon flavored everything. I'm surprised my teeth haven't like rotted out with all like the
Acidity.
acidity.
It's really not that bad for your teeth. I don't know where that came from.
I
It's
think
just
it
not-
is.
No, it's
yeah, it
no.
is bad for your teeth.
I think if you balance it with other things that are healthy for your teeth, you're going to be fine.
I don't know. I think it's bad for your
I
teeth.
know.
But Sherry knows everything.
Not everything. I just know,
But I don't know where I was going with the whole
I
lemon
don't
thing.
either.
I love
That's how
lemons.
it is. I love lemons. Yay, lemons.
That's where I was going with it. I just want to make sure everybody is clear that I love fucking lemons. Okay? But yeah, so it's definitely possible to be a homesteader and
As a
be
vegan.
a vegetarian
Yep.
or a vegan, or if
Yep.
you're in a split household where people are eating meat and being vegetarian. My husband has wanted to raise pigs for meat. So
You know what is so weird? You just told me that the other day, and then I literally got home from seeing you.
I have to put
The
her
last time that I saw you was
Uh-huh.
when, whatever. And Juan was like, why don't, what have you thought about, can we like raise pigs for meat? And I'm like, did you and Honest have a conversation today? Like, what is happening? Because
he's said that for so long since we
it was so
basically
weird though,
got
the timing,
married.
because you just
Yeah,
told me
yeah.
that your husband wants to, and now my husband, I'm like, 100% no.
no. And see, and that's like, I guess.
I mean, I take care of the animals, and no, I'm not going to get attached to something that we're going to end up slaughtering.
And if something's on my property, even if like, honest, my husband was like, no, I'm going to take care of it 100%. I would still go over there and I would love it. And I'd get attached to it. I would name them all. They'd have nicknames and
4 or 5 names each.
and they would love me more than anybody. And then, yeah, they couldn't obviously be
Sean,
for
like,
me
this is
after
a
that.
fucking competition, and they're going to love me more, okay?
I just like, you get attached to something and then it loves you so much and it follows you around and all the things, the chickens follow you and the dogs and the cats and you're like, have this menagerie of animals.
No, and like I
following-
said, and I
just-
totally, of course, let my husband have it. I was like, do you know how smart pigs are? We
Oh, I'm
have
sure.
one of those.
I'm sure
That
you
is an
did.
awful thing to say. Would you want to go slaughter her? That is awful.
Wow, I just went right for the jugular on that one. Huh?
I always do.
I'd be fine just killing the roosters.
That's, you guys should.
No. Anyways, we're not getting into what my husband wants on the property and what he can't do. Okay, it's not happening.
And apparently he doesn't get an opinion. Sit there. Just produce.
Let's wrap it up.
Anyways, so yes, we hope we enlighten some of you today with all of our
Maybe, hopefully.
fun stories. And if you guys have any other questions, like always, you
Mm-hmm.
can email us ourkindofhomesteading@gmail.com.
And reach out to us on Facebook and Instagram. We love getting suggestions for episodes, and we're always happy to, chat about whatever you guys are, wanting to learn about.
Yeah,
That's
wanting
right.
to hear about. So
That's right.
a little bit more glimpse into our lives of like.
Definitely.
Rate and comment.
Yes. And thank you. Honest. Honest is always like in the background being like, rate and comment. So rate and comment. That's what Honest wants you to do. That's what we want you to do. And it really just helps us out. And
He's rolling his eyes. You're doing a bad
he's
job.
very
apparently.
annoyed with me. It does really help us out. The ratings, you can go to podchaser.com. You can access that from our Captivate site for our anyways, I'll link it. It'll be in the links. Don't worry. And that helps us out a ton because when people, obviously, like when you want to know about something, you go to the ratings, correct? So if you love the show, just
Makes your show more visible.
yes, thank you. It makes the show more visible.
you should just
to
come and
everyone
talk,
else.
honey.
I know
You're
he's like
doing a great
feeding
job
me
back
lines
there.
from behind the camera here.
You should have a
But-
little prompter up back there. But yes, thank you
I'll
guys.
put all that into the show notes though.
yeah,
all
you
the
will.
links.
But thank you again for listening, and we will talk to you all next time.
That's right. Bye guys.